Hi guys, Luis here at still live at GMGC Manila 2017. This time I'm with James from Springloaded game. Winner of yesterday's indie pitch arena competition. Oh, there you go.
That's a high five or a fist pump. Or let's do the fist pump.
For his game called Netherrealms, and he's showing
there it
right
is.
Now,
Look,
so
it's got an
James?
intro movie. How
It's
exciting!
got an intro movie.
Intro demo video thing. So, because I'm going to demo you the actual gameplay, we'll let it run for a bit because otherwise. Anyway,
that would be very nice, and I think the demo is going to be ready. So, James, what is Netherrealms all about?
Oh, okay, Netherrealms, right? So, it's a tower defense game with procedurally generated monsters. So every time you play online against people, everything you see will be different. It's like you build your own tactics by the pieces you put in your monsters. So at the very beginning of the game, you work in hell. So this is like your domain down here, and this is the overworld. This is like planet Earth. That's all right. So yeah, what happens is basically a portal opens up in hell accidentally by a wizard guy, and your objective is to kill every single human that ever walked on the face of the earth.
Wow. So the goal is to wipe out humanity.
Yeah, that's definitely the aim.
The Earth is somehow protected by these huge beings that you're sending your minions to it.
Yeah.
I'm seeing one type of minion so far, but I'm pretty sure there are going to be a lot of them, right?
So the whole point in the game is that you build your army yourself, right? So all these units, this is the first one we give you by default. But after this, everything I build is my own creation.
Oh.
So my experience in the game will be totally different from yours if you play it. My army will look totally different by the end of it.
There's a special attack first. Oh,
so I get
lasers.
a special attack. Yeah, lasers. They're very like people from hell have lasers. I'm sure.
Maybe.
So the game is I'll show you the monster generation because that's kind of the core of the game. If it works, it might crash. Such as game development, right?
Yeah. Oh, you have a monster for sure. This is where you create your own monsters.
Yeah, so in theory I collected these pieces of monster on my battlefield. I have body, which gives me health, so I'll add that. Then I have leg, which makes me walk, and I have an eye, which makes me see. So if I made a monster that could only like see and had health, it would basically act as something to clear out a fog of war. If I made something that only had legs and couldn't see, but it walked along, it wouldn't be able to see anything to target it and attack it. So you've got to kind of be careful about building the monsters. Oh, what's going on? Oh, maybe it's broken. Oh, no, there we go. Okay. So here's what the monsters kind of look like in the game.
Also, you can change your appearance, but
yeah. So these are all procedural, and that's why they all look unique. There's the way we built them. Even though it sounds ridiculous, there are technically infinite possibilities.
Ooh.
But they're all based on similar base types, so still they won't look totally infinite.
Wait, so each monster will have the ability depending on the parts that you've used.
And it will appear. At the moment, they just look like anything, but based on the parts you put in, it will look slightly different.
What's the inspiration behind Netherrealms?
I always wanted to make procedurally generated monsters. I always thought it'd be really cool to like find out a way to programmatically make pixel art. So that was one of the core ideas. And then I really love Battle Cats and Plants vs. Zombies. And so the idea of a deck building game whereby you can go into the minute detail of your character's strengths and weaknesses and build them up with lots and lots of different powers and skills, I find really exciting, So normally in a game like Plants vs. Zombies, you get given a monster and that's the way it is, right?
Yeah.
You can't do anything with it.
Yeah, just summon it and spawn it or whatever.
Yeah, so imagine I'm like, I really wish this monster was like 10% faster. I can add like more legs to it and it'll go 10% faster.
So it's like adding more into the strategy, the side of the game. And I believe that you're planning to release it on more than one platform. We do have a PC version working here.
Yeah, so we're going to release it on Steam and console and mobile and everything, really.
Which console platforms are you looking at?
Well, we're hoping to release it on the Xbox One and the PS4 and the Switch. So that's the plan. We'll see what happens.
Oh, there you go.
The deepest, like, to me, the vision of the game is that, say I have an idea that, like, I want to make a particular type of army that works together, like units to support units. Let's say you want to make something that goes really, really fast and attacks really quickly. You could put lots of wings and things so they fly really fast, and you can make them have deadly damage, but they'll be really weak. So that's the kind of like strike quickly kind of tactics that you see people using in like things like World of Warcraft. Not World of Warcraft, StarCraft. That's right.
Yeah, StarCraft.
The other option that I'd probably employ myself is where I'll build a monster that takes loads and loads of damage, doesn't do any attacks, so it's like a tank, and it'll walk along very slowly. And then I'll put behind it monsters that have really long range attacks that go slower than that monster. So I have to really carefully build my army so that it becomes this very strong, well-oiled machine where monsters support other monsters. This is kind of advanced tactics I can imagine our players getting into. In the single player, there's like 100 stages, and those stages in my mind are more like the tutorial that teach you all the different things you can do in the game. Then after that you go online and you battle against each other. And what's really exciting about it is that if you come and battle me, I've built my defensive deck up, and then I can also build my world. So a little bit like Minecraft or Terraria or something, I can lay out my world, and into that world I can put certain things, like I could set the world on fire. And if I do that, then your monsters need to have defense against fire when you find me. So you don't know what you're going to face when you go online, but you have to build a deck that is able to deal with any situation, any scenario. So my hope is that the community finds ways to play the game that I've never even thought of, and that we see this like evolving game. Like, you know, my dream is that I turn on the game and I look at stuff and go, whoa, and I'm really floored by people's creativity.
I didn't know. I think I need to do this, like, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the hope. And if I can achieve that, then that's going to be great. I mean, I think that we're talking a lot about all the things we want to do. Obviously, we've still got 6-8 months of development left. The realities of how far we go or how the game morphs in those 6 or 8 months, who knows, right? Hopefully we'll do even more than we're saying, but there's a chance we'll do something different and it won't be like this. But, you know, we've always got plans, always got hopes, you know.
So looking forward to that. And James, is there any web link or maybe page that that the players can go into, check out from time to time?
Yeah, I mean, you can find Springloaded on Facebook or the Springloaded software website, but we never update that because we're very lazy. But if you do go to our website, you can email me and ask your questions if you care. We're also releasing a fishing game, which is going to come out. I won't show much of it, but we're releasing this game in like March, I think. It's called Desert Island Fishing. And yeah, so it's as soon as the next game coming from us. We're very excited about this, so keep an eye out for this game.
So what does this game do? Just do a quick overview of what the game does.
It's a fishing game. It's a fishing game with a very dark story, a very dark narrative. Basically, you're a business guy who got washed up on this island, and you're partially responsible for all the pollution and shit that's gone into the sea. The more you go fishing, the more you realize there's not many fish in the sea. These are some of the fish you can catch. So it's a collection game, but my goal in this game is that players are constantly surprised by the things they catch. I'll get a little bit more into that in a second as I get through the tutorial. So
there you go, caught a fish.
Yeah. So
and another fish.
Yeah, so there are fish at the beginning.
Yeah,
so
okay.
we lull you into a false sense of security. The music's super, super happy, whilst the content is super, super dark. So, you know, so I can upgrade my rods and like buy different rods. So I can now cast deeper. So you now see I can cast to 12 meters. In most fishing games, there's a mechanic where your hook is under the water and you see the fish, and then you wait because you don't want that fish, so it swims away. I wanted to do something similar, but I wanted to keep it really fast and snappy. So we have this like Tinder, fish Tinder. So like,
so you gotta select which fish.
Do I want this fish? No, I don't want that one. Oh, there's another one the same. Oh yeah, I want the tree stump because tree stumps are cool. So
there you go, you got a tree.
There's an awful lot of stuff in the game to collect. There's a whole story for each character. Let's swap to a different character. So this character, for example, he's in the Arctic, and he was oh no, it's not, a different one. So this lady, she's a marine biologist who's stuck in a bleached coral island. So to give you some examples of how we want to surprise the player, at the beginning of the game, this CD player icon isn't supposed to be in this options, but you catch a CD player, then it's added. And as you play more, you start catching records and music, and you can listen to that music in the game or add it to your custom soundtrack in the game. There's also games that you can catch. So if I catch like an ET cartridge, I can play like a really terrible ET game. Well, I can if I finish it. It doesn't really work yet. Imagine it works.
Yeah. So you can play a game within a game.
Yeah, it's like, so I want people to discover constant surprises in this game. Always be like, wow, I didn't know you could do that.
Well, that sounds
Super
exciting,
ready
and
stuff like that.
it's gonna be out this coming
In about 2 months, I
in
think.
about 2 months. And on which platforms? Or
This is going to be mobile first, and we are looking at other platforms, maybe like consoles and stuff. Because there's no fishing games on a PlayStation 4.
yeah, not yet.
So, you know,
hopefully,
so,
this
yeah,
is going to
let's
be
see,
first.
Maybe, right?
Hopefully, it's gonna be first. And yeah, we are gonna be looking forward to it. Again, guys, this is James from Springloaded.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, man.
and
Nice to meet you.
Of course, do check out on Facebook, Springloaded Games, right? That's
Yeah.
that's the search term. And of course, subscribe to us. It's www.pacific.network, and you can also visit our social media page at facebook.com/PCFC Network. James, thank you so much for your time.
That's
Good luck with your games, and of course,
Yeah.
congratulations for winning IPA yesterday.
Crazy.
One last fist bump.